don't sound like you're feeling good this morning at all.
Oh, I'm. Believe it or not, I'm a whole lot better.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's been a rodeo, but this is the second time that it's come this close.
Wow.
Last time was about a year and a half ago, something like that. And it's it is something. If you can imagine having a butcher knife shoved in your guts right below your navel about every 30 seconds.
Holy smokes, man.
And then your stomach gets hard as a drum. You get nauseated.
You mean your overall stomach itself?
Yes.
Like bloated?
You can't even touch your stomach. Just even if you softly, it'll send it into spasms.
Just to touch your own stomach area?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
It got down in low 20s the other night, and I didn't have any of my heaters on. And I got it wringing wet with sweat. Not that I've been running a fever. There's no fever to it, but I sat in there for an hour and a half trying to cool off.
Wow.
And then when I came back in here, 30 minutes later, I'm freezing.
You didn't have the heaters on because you chose not to have them on?
Well, I didn't turn them on in the living room because I hadn't had the strength to get in there. And the one in here I have turned way down because I've got an electric blanket. And so, no, I didn't have the heater on in that back there where the kitchen living area is.
Well, there's no reason to heat something you ain't using sometimes. You know, I get that. It's like wasting electricity.
I get these little space heaters to make all winter.
Do you have, what kind of little heaters do you have?
They're just little bitty ones.
Are they the ones that kind of glow and blow hot air and stuff?
Well, they don't. This one, I'm sure, has heating coils and it blows air across.
Okay. Have you seen the ones that are the radiator style?
Yeah.
Those actually are they don't look like they would heat well, but they heat better and they're more efficient than those other kinds.
There's no room in here for that.
No room?
No room.
No, they're not big. They're only, they stand about 2 foot tall, maybe 2 foot 4 inches, something like that. And they're about 4 inches wide, and they're on wheels, and they're about 1.5 foot long. So it ain't much bigger than a mailbox, maybe twice the size of a normal mailbox, sitting on wheels.
I'd have to do some real arranging, and maybe I could get one in here.
I know
There's not much room in this trailer.
Right.
But now the interesting part is the ladies came up yesterday and brought me some Powerade and a little yogurt. In the last 5 days, I've had a can of chicken noodle soup, and then I had a little yogurt a while ago.
You sound just like my brother. I am not kidding. My brother he said these same words to me yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, he thought he was going to die. He was so sick. Him and his girlfriend.
I passed out twice. Just going, it's probably from my bathroom to the bed, to where I lay my head, actually, is probably all of 10 feet. And I passed out twice just trying to make it back to the bed. I actually made it to the bed. I just passed out on top of it. But yeah, it got rough.
Yeah, my brother, he said he didn't say about his stomach hurting so bad like you're saying, but he said, you know, he got a chest cold.
I started with that.
Right. But then it went from being a chest cold into his whole body was sick and he couldn't eat nothing. He said anything he looked at, he just couldn't force himself to even eat it, or And he said the only thing he was able to eat at all was like ice cream or yogurt kind of stuff, just a little bit. And
Very little.
yeah, and man,
Weird, isn't it?
it's not only weird, Dan. I think I'm gonna do a video and ask how many people out there have experienced this in the last couple of weeks, because it's widespread. My next door neighbor over here, she went through the same thing just the other day. Well, it lasts longer than a day, of course, but went through the same thing, same kind of stuff. She thought she was gonna die. I mean, and she's only like, well, she may be 50, but then my brother, he's older. He's about your age, but his girlfriend that lives with him is half his, well, not quite half his age, but she's like 40, and she was just as sick as he was. Couldn't even get out of the bed.
Yeah.
And this ain't natural, Dan.
No, I know.
I don't believe this is natural, and I don't feel right myself.
Interesting thing was, like I said, the ladies brought me some yogurt and some Powerade. Because I've had diarrhea now for 3 whole days. Can't seem to get that shut down. But on the way, the thing that they told me, I told you one of them, anytime evil comes around, she gets a crushing headache.
Uh-huh.
And driving up here, when she started on Tennessee Hills Lane, come up here where I'm at, he got a crushing headache. Just almost nauseating.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got something else going on up here.
Well, have you noticed, have they installed any new equipment anywhere around up there?
Well,
Have you? You
no,
may not have noticed or something other, because they'll do it and hide it.
I have tried to keep an eye out on everything. Now, if there's something, I haven't found it.
But it's not just up there where you're at, though, Dan. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, there's something. I think
Oh, and
you said your blood type was O negative.
O negative, yes.
Okay.
I'm what they call the royal evil bloodline.
Right. Well, I gotta do a video, and I'm gonna talk to people, and I'm gonna ask them about people that they know that have been sick, or if they've been felt like nearly deathly sick, and explain some of the symptoms, and then say, okay, what is your blood type? And then I'm gonna ask people to put it in the comments and put their blood type and their symptoms, and see if we can't, figure something out here. We can sit on our hands and do nothing, or we can do something. Something's better than nothing.
This, I haven't seen any, but one thing I'll remind you of is don't forget Starlink.
Oh yeah, it's above all our heads.
Yeah.
I've been telling people.
And one other thing I wanted to report to you, that fencing I told you they're putting up and down the interstate.
Uh-huh.
Not only does it go all 3 major interstates in Tennessee, but it's also in Arkansas, Texas, and Oklahoma.
Arkansas, Texas, they're doing the same thing in those states?
Same thing.
Where'd you get that information from?
One of the ladies went to visit her. It was her mother's 92nd birthday, and so she went to Texas, but she went on to Oklahoma because her mother's from El Reno in Oklahoma. So she was up in Oklahoma, and of course into Texas and Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
But my suspicion is that it's in Alabama and Georgia as well, but I haven't.
And of course, likely many other places, but
that's what I'm going to try. If I get feeling better, either you and I can do it, or I can do it on my own channel. But I'm going to take a video of what they're doing, what it looks like.
Yep.
and then report the fact that it's in these states that I know for a fact.
And then we'll have other people report in their states, in their areas, because we got eyes and ears all over the world, really,
That's what I'm saying.
especially in the United States. We could nail down in a few videos if this is going on everywhere right now, and I suspect it is.
Once you get control of the main hubs of commercial travel, then you drop in the CBDC, the digital currency, then you'll go to ESG, economic social governance, then you're into 15-minute cities.
You know, controlling access outside of anywhere anybody wants to go.
Yes, and this is fencing, where if you're going down either side.
Is it just, when you say fencing, is it just something to keep cars from going anywhere off the road, or is it related to human beings at all? Would it stop a human being?
Well, no. I mean, you could probably climb over that. From the looks of it, I haven't gotten out and measured it. From the looks of it, the height's only about 4 feet tall.
Right. And is it just solid strands of wire?
It's twisted cable, high-tension cable that's probably an inch thick, and there's 3
right.
strands.
Okay, they've got that here on... I know they have it on a new road they just put in the last few years, that runs north and south from Georgetown County up through Horry County, up to North Carolina. It's called Highway 31, and I know exactly what you're talking about. It runs right down the middle of the road a lot of times, and also on the side of the roads.
But it's always on the passing lane side that I've seen so far.
So on the left?
Yes.
Like if you're going down the road, it'd be on your left?
Always on your left.
So what is it doing? Keeping people from turning around? Because when I went down,
Exactly.
when I looked at it, I said, how can the cops turn around and come catch you if you're speeding? It's like an open invitation to speed in a way. I know that isn't what it is, so I know there's another purpose.
Back up and look. If you notice on most interstates and thoroughfares, they've got these odd, almost looks like a huge black light bulb.
Black what?
Black light bulb.
Okay, where?
Well, I know they're all over Texas and Arkansas and Tennessee. You get around Nashville and you can't go 100 yards without passing. The whole thing is they can shut traffic down. They can do, and there's no way to turn around and get away from it, cross the median and go back the other way, because that cable is going to stop you.
Right, your car ain't going through there.
They had a truck hit it, run off the road and hit it, and it flipped the trailer and caused like 4 or 5 cars to hit the trailer.
On the other side of the road?
Well, on the same side where he hit it.
Oh,
his
okay.
trailer.
I see what you're saying. It flipped the trailer.
Yeah,
The trailer ran up on it.
As soon as it hit that stuff, and the trailer flipped.
Right.
But this is my whole contention is that once you've done it, you control the main hub of commercial ventures in the United States.
You know, the only way you could turn around is to go back in the same lane you were coming up, which you could do unless the road was smashed with traffic, you know, and everything was clogged.
The only thing you can do is go down far enough to find, get off the interstate.
Right, at an exit.
Like I told you, up here, there's nothing up here, Daniel. There's a truck stop I sit at. There's a gas station across from it. There's a school there. You have to go on the other side of the interstate to find Dollar General. That's all that's out here. And they've got this whole thing. They've got those concrete barriers.
Right. And if you ask, it's for safety.
They tell you, well, we had to work on the bridge. The only thing they're doing on that bridge is putting up new signs. Now, what these signs are going to say and why they felt they needed them up there, Lord knows. But they've got the traffic squeezed down to one lane, period, to go across I-24. But they've got all four sides of it marked off to do something else. My contention is that once you get up there, you even have to take a light to take the access road to get back on 24. It's getting really weird. And it's getting, I'm afraid, really weird everywhere.
Right. So tell me about this black lights again thing you were starting to talk about.
They're big, well, there's several things you got to look at. One are these, they're probably, from the look of them, from the thing they screw into to the bottom of it, is probably a little over a foot and a half, and then they have a big old black light looking bulb in it.
Okay.
And it's facing down, not out or up.
How high are these? Down. Where are they located? How high are they and where are they located?
About normal for traffic lights.
Okay.
Okay, about the same height. And they're located all up and down major interstates.
Black lights. You're talking you're talking heliotrope. They're not coming on, so you don't ever see them on?
No.
They just ain't using them yet. Okay.
They're just sitting there.
Now, here's the thing, too. This has to be tied into all these black lights that people are seeing all over everywhere on the street lights. The street lights that they put in that are normally white.
Purple lights,
The purple. The black light is heliotrope is what it is.
Exactly.
It's heliotrope. It's black lights. And people who got the vaccinations, their veins will glow
right
in that black light.